friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, most amazing, beautiful viewers. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you found me, and I can't wait to do your reading. Hopefully my playlist resonates with you guys and you guys stay for a while. For those of you guys returning, I'm so grateful, so blessed to be doing your reading yet again today, and I can't wait to see what Spirit pulls through here for you guys. You guys are all very safe and welcome in this space with me today. We're looking at the person on your mind and what it is that this person has come to realize about you or the connection going on between you and this person. Okay, so let's get into the disclaimer. These readings sometimes come reversed, meaning it's what you've realized and not your person. So I might read it as your person, but it's your energy. If that's the case, then you might want to go check out another pile. Okay. And sometimes I get multiple energies in a pile. And so I might get who is who wrong. So you can crisscross and attribute who you feel is the owner of that energy. And so if I say it's you and it's your person, then feel free to swap it. Okay. But don't force messages to fit. Specific messages are made for or come through for certain individuals. Okay. And that doesn't mean that it has to apply. It's the overall energy in that pile that should be resonating with your connection. Okay. Now, sometimes energy comes through very extreme, very pointed, very direct, and it could be just more of a watered down version in your experience. Okay. So if there's, let's say betrayal could just mean like like somebody who wasn't authentic and maybe didn't speak up. Okay. But it might come through as they betrayed you. And so everyone has their own sort of understanding with words and the definition. Okay. So it comes through with certain words through spirit or through me from spirit that will resonate for what you're experiencing. Okay, so everyone sort of experiences their own connection differently. And so this is why it's very important that you use your own intuition to see whether it resonates or not. It has nothing to do with anyone else's definition, what they think. Okay, whether I'm rambling, not rambling, whether it's relevant or not relevant is going to be something that you're going to use your own intuition. Okay, and no, I'm not going to change the way I channel, and I really do not concern myself too much with feelings when I'm channeling. Okay, so sometimes messages might come through that are difficult, and that's up to you in spirit to sort of heal over. As far as I'm concerned, as long as there's growth, healing, then discomfort and feelings doesn't really matter so much. Okay, so I'm not everyone's reader, although I do promise to always read what it is that I'm seeing and communicate transparency and as kindly and compassionately as I'm capable of delivering such message, although channeling is just channeling that in which I'm seeing. I'm not really infusing my own sort of opinions or contorting it in a way that's going to appease anyone. Okay. And this is why I always say it's just, I'm channeling, I'm reading cards, I'm reading energy, I'm using my intuition, I'm using what I hear from spirit, feel, sense, smell, see, whatever comes through, whatever in the reading happens is a part of that reading. Okay, it's all energy. Energy is always interconnected, and there is no timeline, meaning this pile that you've tapped into could be passing, present, or future energy based on our understanding of the 3D world. Although, because energy is nonlinear, there's really no specific, pocket of window that it's going to be sort of fitting in. So it's up to you to determine, is this energy that seems to be in the past? Well, then you might want to go find another pile, and you might find something that is more in line with what's going on in the present moment. Okay, or you might want to come back because it could be the connection in a future state, because tarot is going to reflect back to you a certain state of consciousness. And that's why all my readings are timeless. Whenever you click on the video, the video messaging, as long as it resonates, was meant to find you and that messaging. Okay, so if you're at a certain level of consciousness, meaning awareness and understanding, that message is going to make sense and resonate. If you're not there, you're going to miss 90% of what's being said because your consciousness just isn't absorbing that message at that point in time. Not your reading, doesn't resonate, go check out another pile. Okay, so if you're in a pile and it doesn't sound like your person, then go to another pile. Don't listen to the whole thing only to say pile 1 did not resonate. Okay, what about 2 and 3? What about another reading? What about another reader? Okay, I'm only tapping into 3 energy frequencies here. There's many different energy frequencies, many different connections in the collective. Okay, I'm tapped into these three for today in the collective. Okay, and generally there's flipped piles when I do readings for soul connections. So I might get one that's like divine feminine, one that's divine masculine, and one that might be just blended energy. Okay, that might resonate. So it's up to you to determine what's what. Or we can have, 3 divine feminines or 3 divine masculine energies. I don't know what we see. And sometimes what irritates even me is spirit will come through. Something completely unrelated. Nothing to do with what I post in the description, and people get irritated. It's not clickbait. But what I'm doing is asking spirit, okay, because I have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've asked spirit to ask a specific question. What has pile X person on their mind realized about this connection or about pile number X? And whatever spirit comes through with is your answer. So if spirit starts talking about divine ascension or healing or something you need to know, then that's your messaging if it resonates. Okay, don't pigeonhole yourself to what you're going to hear. Divine knows what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay, divine knows what you're needing to sort of come in contact with. And if this is your only channel to reach the divine when you're vibing with synchronicity, the divine's going to use any means to communicate to you. Why the description in the video is going to say what it says is because had you not clicked on that description, you would have never got that message. It's not for me to start contorting. Okay, I don't contort. I just read what I see here. Okay, and when I channel, I don't remember most of the time. So it's not like I'm even pigeonholing anything myself. I don't know what I'm going to see. I have no idea. Okay, and it could get frustrating when I'm trying to channel and I don't really fully even understand sometimes. Okay, that makes it challenging, and it might come through with my tone, but everything for a reason. Okay, it's picking up the energy, and so I'm human as well. And my intention is always to provide support here for your healing. That's what I want. Okay, that's my goal. That's my commitment to you. And if that's what I do and you don't like the way it's delivered, or me personally, then it doesn't really matter to me so much. Okay, but there's lots of readers on the internet and on YouTube that you can go to that might support you differently, depending on how you need support. Okay, so I try not to sugarcoat anything, or I also try not to distort. That's how I read. And that seems to be the best way for me to channel. Anything else would be inauthentic. Okay, so beautiful angels, let's get into the decks that we're using. Well, there's quite a bit. Okay, and I know my camera sometimes my new camera is very bright, so I try to mess around with the lighting here. But like I say, there's quite a bit of decks here. And finally, for the tarot, we'll be using just one tarot pack. If we need confirmation, clarification, whatever we need, I'll be using the Zodiac Tarot. Okay, all the rest are oracle cards, and we have 3 options to choose from today. Beautiful people, sit with your intuition, okay, for there to be the right energy that you're feeling for your frequency here. Pile number 1, we have this carved lion. wooden lion. Okay, option number 2, we have the bumblebees. And option number 3, and we have this silver mirror as an Art Nouveau style. Okay, so sit with this energy, beautiful people. I'll leave the video running for a bit. Take your time. The timestamp will be in the description box in the pinned comment below. It'll take you directly to your pick. If you feel like it's your energy, you can listen to that. Sometimes we get things pulled from the subconscious that might provide clarity. Okay, but don't feel obligated. Go check out another pile if your person's not there. And like I said, sometimes we're tapping into passing energy, so you might want to go check out another pile and see if your connection is there. All right, I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1. You guys picked the wooden lion. Absolutely adorable. Let's get into your reading and take a look at the person on your mind and what it is this person has realized about you or this connection. Okay, now go listen to the disclaimer in regards to how the energy is read, whether it comes crisscross reversed. Okay, now if you're working on tuning your intuition, sit throughout this card layout. So this is the best way to know whether this pile is going to resonate for you. Okay, but if you're already in tune with your intuition, you want to go straight away to the reading, you can click on the main reading. Okay, so let's get into this energy. So we have card 29, or the number 11, Octopus Stinkhorn with Reveal. Oh my goodness, I'm getting Jester Hat, which reminds me sort of like a trickster, like magician energy. Number 11 is a master number. It's about divine synchronicities and the encouragement to keep going. All right, and here we have card Dive with the red-tailed hawk. What is ready for action? So air energy pulling through, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Hawk is all about ascension, and hawks have a very good eyesight to know when to sort of take action. So I'm getting a very sort of intentioned divine masculine energy, Aries energy pulling through. Yeah, Aries energy, even this reminding me of a crown, like an emperor crown. So heavy Aries, masculine. And then we have the bat with Face Your Fears. So this is the bats speak about spirituality. Okay, dream states. It's like high priestess energy. It's about an intuitive knowing, maybe without seeing, because bats have sonar. So they're navigating sort of with their internal navigation system. So Pisces pulling through. We have the bear. So bear is earth. And I'm not feeling a whole bunch of earth from this bear, but bear can talk about emperor energy again. So I'm getting emperor from all three, which is divine masculine, Aries energy. A bear is a boss, boss man, stubborn, very fixed. Also could be coming out of some form of hibernation. So I am getting a little bit of hermit, okay, or coming out of hermit, and hermit is Virgo. So there is a little bit of earth here showing up. Okay, and then we have the founder, foundations and community. There's 2 rats here. Interesting. So I'm really getting, rats sometimes are like deceptive. So the trickster energy and deception. Go back to the disclaimer, okay, because deception comes in many different ways. And trickster energy, deception could just mean I'm not revealing. I'm not revealing. And so I'm sort of lying, or I'm 7 swords because I'm in some sort of deception towards you and I'm not being my truest self. So there might be 2 sides here with the rats. But foundations and community give me 4 wands. And that's the 11-11. We already got an 11 here. So that might be confirmation, if you're on a twin flame journey, that this is indeed your pile. Okay. Wow. Very strong energy. So we have globe of invulnerability. Globe gives me earth. Invulnerability is giving me this sort of rat energy, because either we're vulnerable or we're invulnerable. And earth, like with globe here in the world, it could be a long distance connection. okay? Or it could mean you guys have met online with the globe on the web, okay? But that's a conclusion of a cycle and the tarot. So I have dynamic, card number 23, or the number 5. 5's about conflict and loss. It's also about change and rebuild. It says the frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease and grace and joy. Interesting. Okay, so we have the divine masculine. Again, yes, very strong divine masculine. 22 is a master number. Okay, 22... Let's see, we have really pulling through here is the healthy energetic boundaries, knowing how to set boundaries, especially because we're seeing this in vulnerability and the vulnerability. So how do we set boundaries here? It's also 22 is about divinely guided relationships, which is pulling through with the twin flames. So divine masculine, the frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself well, helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So that hawk was taking action, right? Like empowered was masculine energy. Okay, now this has nothing to do with gender. This is solely energy. Okay, so this could still be like, born female, but masculine energy is empowered to take action, expressing itself. Okay, that's very interesting. And we have inside looking out with 38, or card 11 again. So we have 1111, which again is giving me this 4 wands energy. Twin flames. Inside looking out, and we've got a lot of stars, which is Aquarius energy. Stars all about healing, vision for the future, destiny. Inside looking out, so it could be like this bear. Okay, we have the androgyne number 62, or the number 8. So androgyne is like no label, no box. It's neither this nor that. Neither feminine nor masculine, or could be both masculine and feminine, coming into some form of balance. We see the rainbow. Rainbow to me talks about change of perspective. So I get Pisces and Hangman energy from the rainbow. Also get star energy with the hope, because rainbow provides hope. Okay, and then we have vinegar, 34, or the number 7. And so too much vinegar ruins the broth. Okay, so we need to know when we use vinegar how much to sort of put, but it's not a pleasant sort of odor, or if it's overdone, it could be quite sour. Okay, so we have book, knowledge, history, and education. The book's giving me High Priestess. This book is open. So it's like the intuition is open. The bear's coming out. The book's all about knowledge, history, education. Okay, this is Hierophant energy, which I was getting with the 5. If I didn't say it, 5 is Hierophant. Okay, traditions, values, knowledge, understanding, what we commit to, how we live our life. And so the next one we have is Sarasvati. I don't know how to say that name. Sorry if I'm butchering it. It says, express yourself through creative activities. And it's playing like a long neck mandolin, it looks like. But I don't think mandolins have long necks like this. But music could be important. Could be you and your person share similar tastes in music, or this person could certainly play an instrument, or you as confirmation, sharing music between each other. But the music always pulls through as a form of self-expression that's authentic. This person's wearing white, which to me is always our authenticity. Even this duck, could be duck or swan, duck is white. So that's our authentic expression. Lotus flower. And the lotus grows in the gunk and has to sustain through challenging environment in order to blossom. And so there's something challenging here with the lotus and the vinegar. Express yourself through creative activities, okay? And then we have the false indigo. False. Remember I was saying I was feeling trickster here in these rats? Okay, so it says immersion and intuition. You're feeling that intuition. Okay, when you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. This looks like, well, the world was closing something out, and this looks coming out of something in order to start anew. And so we're out of something and we're going into something, new phase. Black body. Oh my goodness. I have no idea what this even means. And like I'm getting eclipse energy, but let's read the book before I get too far ahead so that we channel this energy, because I have never seen it, nor am I getting anything except for eclipse here, being like the shadow self. Okay, and then I'm seeing the sun, which is masculine energy again. Okay. Now what I'm getting, we'll read the book, but I want to intuitively get a hit before I read and get sidetracked. So it's like this divine masculine energy of the sun, which is empowered, confident to do. Okay, it doesn't fear, it doesn't have trickster energy. It's very clear and certain and direct, like the hawk. Okay, but the shadow comes through and it's overshadowing that. So it's like my fear or whatever lurks in the shadow of me is taking away from my clarity or my confidence or my ability to enact. It's overshadowed by this thing. Okay, so let's look. Black body. Black body. It says imbalance between giving and receiving. So we're seeing a 6 pentacles here. So it absorbs all light and energy which hits it. Nothing is reflected or can pass through this opaque body. Its surface quickly absorbs all electromagnetic radiation which hits it before a longer process of emitting it. It has a spectrum and intensity. Look at the spectrum here. Okay, intensity that is solely determined by the temperature of the body. In other words, the radiation that the black body decides to emit depends on itself only and its own surface nature, or surface's nature, I should say. The example of the sun. It only takes 2 seconds to cross the radius of the sun at the speed of light. But in reality, it takes about 1 million years for the energy produced at the center of the sun to be released. Oh my goodness. This time is incomparably greater as the energy takes a random path, which is incessantly interrupted by the absorption and re-emission of photons. There are 2 different times for giving and receiving. The time that the photon needs to directly cross the radius of the sun and the actual time it takes for the energy produced in the nucleus to escape to the surface. Oh my goodness, you're probably like, yeah, this is my pal. It's taking a million years for there to be clarity or certainty. Wow. Okay. This messaging is coming through very strong. Don Juan, light attributes, supports your positive and seductive qualities. Shadow attributes, using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. So we were getting that sort of trickster energy, right? Which could be a Don Juan, potentially, or at least how we see Don Juans. And here's self-care. So self-care is just that, but we see clouds, which is the confusion or uncertainty, which we could be getting with the shadow blocking the sun. Okay, but the Ace of Wands is about inspired action. Okay, it's also giving me divine masculine energy again. Almost every single one of these cards is pulling through with divine masculine energy. Okay, and this could be also talking about this creative activity, like being inspired, so your person might be a creator. Okay, and then we have here the Castle, number 43. So 43 could be an age, a significant number. But that's number 7. And I think we had another 7 here somewhere. No, not that one. Anyway, so 7 is all about faith, wisdom, reflection, which the bear would do when it's hibernating, because that's, the hermit does a lot of reflection and understanding. Okay, but 7 is the Chariot in the tarot, and that's about integration of shadow, balance. So it would know how to give and receive. Okay, but the Castle could be guarded, because this card specifically talks about sort of putting up our walls and barrier and protecting ourselves and our safe space, potentially, that we call the Castle. Okay, I won't pull tarot just yet, so let me tap into this, although this messaging seems to be quite... I don't feel that. I feel that there. Okay, let me make sure I'm in frame. Yeah, it looks okay. Let me sit with this energy. I'm going to get my wand and tap into this, okay? Okay, beautiful pile number one. The messaging is really clear, although I don't know what the main thrust of what it is they realize, which might come clear as we go, and I'll do tarot for sure. Okay, because once I start to channel, it starts to become very clear, but I do know what I see here very clearly. Okay, so if you skipped the card layout, we're really picking up a lot of divine masculine energy, and that's just energy. It has nothing to do with gender, okay? And so divine masculine is penetrating energy, meaning it's outward, it's expansive. It's not like receptive. It's not about going inwards and emotions and reflection. It's more about outward, taking action. Okay, when we talk about divine masculine energy. So the predominant cards here are all talking about divine masculine energy. And divine masculine, healthy energy that's not distorted, that's not in shadow, is capable of taking action and being confident and doesn't shy away, can be vulnerable, does the right thing, knows how to stand in truth and authenticity. Okay, so what's pulling through here is also some intuition that's coming through as sort of a inner knowing or an inner reflecting. So I feel like this person has had a long time to reflect and sit with a part of their intuition, which could have been suppressed or denied. Okay, and I feel there's a challenge here in this person becoming authentic and vulnerable for quite some time. And so I feel like this connection could have been one that was sitting without any clarity or label or understanding on your behalf, because this person might have sat in confusion or uncertainty. And it wasn't that they were totally uncertain about whether you were, a stand-up person or even how they felt about you. I think the uncertainty and the lack of clarity here was in this person's ability to understand how to properly take action. And in order for them to properly take action, they would have to be vulnerable and reveal a certain part of themselves that maybe they weren't prepared to, because there was a need to heal or a need for them to understand this part of themselves. As my email goes off confirming, okay, so that means it's confirming what I'm saying here. So part of themselves was masked, I feel, okay? And so I think this person was putting on some form of version of themselves, not to deceive so much as it was creating deception in some way, because it wasn't them. So obviously, if it's not them, then it's parent putting a mask, which could be, seen as deception. But it wasn't to create sort of an energy here to lead you astray. It was more to appear in a certain way to get approval or to protect themselves and keep you at wherever it was where they felt safe, So if I put on this way of being, or you have this understanding of who I am, then I am safe. Then I still have control. Then I don't ruin anything here. And so I feel like this person really doesn't want to ruin anything by being themselves, which means that's a part of us that we need to heal. So the part of me that's authentic would accept all of me, even the flaws, okay, and allow myself to just sort of be. But if I'm unhealed, then it's like I want to keep that part of myself as hidden, because I might be too fearful that you might not approve of me, or I might do something wrong, or I might appear in a certain way that is not how I want to be, or it would put me out there in a way where now I feel like I'm being vulnerable or just out of my element. And so what this created was tension in this connection, and potentially things might have got very sour, because I feel there's a long time where this person felt removed. Although they were removed, I feel like they were always sort of involved, because either this person kept an eye on you or kept the pulse of this connection going. There was always this hope or this vision that they had, and I feel like it never left. And so maybe this is more providing clarity to you than it is what this person's realized, which is why I said in the beginning, I'm still a little confused and perplexed. We'll still get there, but they've always had this from the beginning, a vision, an understanding, or an idea, or a hope, or a wish. of what they wanted with this connection. It was unwavering here. It's just that this person was feeling a big space or a gap between getting there. Like, how do I execute and succeed with this execution to produce what it is that I envision? And so this could be, an energy of like, when we have a big dream or a big hope, it's like we don't want to act prematurely because we might think we have one shot. And it's like, if it matters to you and you feel like you don't want to fumble, you're going to take the action when you feel like you could succeed. And so if this is someone who procrastinates or has a lot of lack of self-worth here, needing to heal this with the self-care or reflect, okay, then they might just really, really hesitate on when the right time to take action or confidence in taking action. And so here I sit, hoping, wishing with this vision of something grand that just never seems to happen. And so I'm almost my worst enemy, or creating my own sort of worst scenario, which is I don't act at all. And then things go sour and it ends up being bad anyway, or bad. Okay. Because I feel like the experience here has been a lot of confusion. But I feel like there's two sides, as we know, or multiple sides, because energy is multidimensional. We're not just one dimension or two-dimensional or even three-dimensional. We have lots of dimensions. Okay, so that's one very predominant energy. The other energy is this person could be a big boss man here with all this divine masculine. So it's like, I know who I am, right? Ego. Okay, because we all think we know who we are until we actually tap into our vulnerabilities and our shadows, and then we know who we are. But it's like, I know who I am, and I have this understanding. So there's this big, strong energy, this understanding of stubbornness or a fixed way of being, because that's who I am, and that's what I know, and that's all this stuff. Okay, because it gives me power, control, order, and authority. And so I'm comfortable in that energy. So I feel like that kind of contradicts that lack of confidence and ability to be vulnerable in a way, right? But it could be that's the mask or the show, because I've always been one that's strong or knowing or fixed and stubborn or very fixed in my confident self of this masculine energy. So much so that now I put out of my element here with what do you mean be vulnerable? What do you mean have to engage in a way here or do something here that's out of my element? So I feel like this person was reflecting and pulled away because it triggered some form of shadow for them to really look at and reflect, because I feel like that big shadow, that's a big contradiction here. And I think it's reflected back to this person a mirror of really having to look at their authentic self. So it's like, I have one vision of who I am as a divine masculine with this big old sun. Okay, and it was probably shining bright and clear the whole time, but really, was it really clear and shining bright? Or was that my illusion of who I thought I was? Some, stubborn, strong person who is capable of taking action and confidence. But then if I'm really confident, then why all of a sudden can I not be vulnerable? Why all of a sudden could I not take concise action? Why all of a sudden was I incapable of being honest here? Because I feel like this person was dishonest in reflecting the truest version of what they wanted, which is, I had a hope and a vision of what we could be here, but I wasn't taking action. And so I was wearing one pretense to you, like maybe I was disinterested, or maybe I didn't express to you my vulnerability, so you thought I didn't care. But I feel like whatever this was, I was dishonest. So now here's that shattering of this big, strong man who can't communicate. Okay, or can't be vulnerable, or can't express, or can't say, here's my hope and my vision. So now I have this big old shadow I got to deal with, and it's getting in the way of me and you. Okay, it's getting in the way of, for sure, now my identity crisis, because I can't say that I am that way anymore, because it's very apparent now to me that no matter what's going on here, it's like I have to deal with my lack of authenticity, because I can't be direct, or I can't take action, or I'm not confident to proceed in some way here. And so I feel like this person was reflecting, and with this skull sort of being regrown here, there's a coming out, and the world energy, I feel. Okay, so there's an end of a cycle, there's a rebirth here, there's a reflection and a reveal. And this might be where we're now tapped into the actual description of this reading, which is, what have they realized? I think this person is coming out of this reflection and out of this energy, because there's been a realization of them having to face what they need to face here And this dynamic energy is allowing themselves to embrace that version of them, because that was who they were encompassing, the self that was incapable of being vulnerable, or the self that was not honest or not truthful to you. Okay. But there's like a reflection with the intuition that's like, I got to lead here, even if I'm blind. I got to trust my intuition. And so where I was closed, because I feel this person wasn't revealing to you, I feel like they're coming out to be open, to express something or reveal something. And it might not be through way of like a formal word, like here is how I feel, or this is the vision I see, or, but it might be now through way of expression, however it comes, to be open and not so closed or removed or pushed out. And so I'm going to open myself, however that expresses, so that I can lean into the authenticity of who I am, because I feel this person is really authentic. And I feel this person might have been very bothered by the fact that they couldn't be authentic in this connection. It's like, I really now am shown my shadow, my trauma, the part of me that made me feel like it contradicted who I thought I was, because I always thought I was the big boss man here, and divine masculine energy, big boss man energy isn't going to fear communication, isn't going to suppress or deny or trick anyone, and he's going to do what he needs to do. But the only person this person really tricked was themselves, by suppressing or not communicating. So it's like they had some understanding. It just never came forward because they were too fearful of being vulnerable. So I don't know, like this person wanted to appear suave, and maybe they wanted to sweep you off their feet, or maybe they wanted you to see them in this infallible light of this Don Juan, or make them bigger than they are. Like, it's almost like, if you see me as the man or this Don Juan, then it's like, how do I put this into words? It's like it still gives me the control and the power in my own, I'm the man world. Or that's like, you can't, I was almost going to say, like, you can't tell me what to do type energy, but it's like, I'm the captain of my ship. I'm the controller here. I'm the one who's going to be in control. Yeah, that's what I get. I'm in control of this connection. So if I want to sweep you off your feet and woo you and wow you, then I do this. But I can also woo you and wow you and sweep you off your feet and then go about my day without being impacted. Are you sure about this though? Are you sure about this? Because I feel like this person, not that they were trying to woo you off your feet, and maybe they did. I don't think so though. I think this person wanted, or at least this is how they envision themselves or really believe themselves to be, somebody who could go in and create some sort of version, and then just sort of go into their world in control, and still you believing that this person's like, wow, like they know what they're doing, they're confident, and they're a ladies' man, or they're this and that, and you're wanting more. And then this person's like, well, I'm in control, and so whether I want to give more or not is up to me, whether I define this or not is up to me, and so it's like this power tactic. Okay, but I don't feel it's like power to control you only. It's like power so that I know that I still have control, because I have fear of losing control or being vulnerable, and all of a sudden, my nuts are in your purse sort of energy. So this could be somebody who is fearful of commitment, or just fearful of falling in love, maybe again, or maybe just fearful of putting a label on something. And I was getting Hierophant energy. So yeah, fearful of commitment, or this is the lifestyle I know. I know to be the boss man, single, stubborn, fixed in my way, confidence, and now I have to change this about my world. And so how do I change this about my world? I don't want to change this about my world. I was comfortable because it provided me confidence in being in control. And now all of a sudden, here I am having to look at a part of myself that I didn't want to accept or didn't realize. And so there is a battle of what I see in myself, or what I thought to be me, and then my intuition coming through here, because I feel the intuition cannot be ignored. And so there was a need for this person to really sit with that reflection. And that's probably why it took so long, because intuition is just sitting there as a silent noise Okay, whether we listen to it or not, or whether we, can actually understand what it's saying, will take time of reflection, time of connecting to our inner self, which I feel the bear did, hibernate and took time so that it could be reborn and really sit and say, what is this intuition telling me? What is it that I feel very deeply, but haven't been able to incorporate or integrate into how I'm reflected here in this connection? It needs to manifest in some way here, like facing my fear. And I feel like the big driver here is this person's ego of, again, with the sun and all this divine masculine, which is sun energy, and sun is always about ego. Okay. And so it's like my version of who I am was so set in place and it was very clear to me. But we know when we're very certain of something, like we create this attachment version. And so we should never be attached to a solid set way of who we are, because we're dynamic and we're always changing, and nothing is, set in stone except for our own Christ-like nature. Like our Christ-like nature, that's unwavering. It's the I am and the being. That's the essence of who we are. That's unwavering. But everything else, character, personality, what we experience, that's all fluctuating and transient. So what this means is that they attached themselves to a version of who they said they were for themselves, because it gave them confidence to be in control, power, and, that's why we create identity, so we can have a solid state of understanding of who we are. But now it's like you come and you show me this mirror or this connection, and so now I see the truth of who I am. I'm just someone who was fearful to act. I was just someone who wasn't confident to take action. So I can lie to myself or make up all these reasons why I could not, and say, well, I just don't trust in labels, and well, I just not interested, and I don't know, keep things sort of in this Don Juan energy. But they know deep down their intuition is saying, well, there's something here, and it's really your fear. It's really your shadow. That's the truth. So you can pretend and you could be this rat or this trickster energy, but I feel like this person is so authentic that it's like they can't lie to themselves and pretend as though that is who they are. It's like, now I got to really face my fear here. But what am I going to do? I'm going to come forward all of a sudden and like appear like this, schmuck that's inauthentic, because authentically, this person's essence has always been there. And what is this person's essence? The essence is, I'm worthy of love. I know what sacred union is, okay, because that is something that is integrated into divine masculine, divine feminine of the sacred union. This isn't someone who's like, I'm just running around here superficially. Okay, if we're superficial, we're still learning about self. We're still going through journey. We're still healing. Okay, and when we ascend and we become in a higher level of consciousness, we know what sacred love is. We know what commitment is. We know what giving of ourselves vulnerably looks like. We know what communication authentically looks like. We're not held back or fearful to take action and to be clear and to be ready. And so I feel like there's something here about now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to face my fear. Now I listen to my intuition. Now I know what action I need to take. But I wanted to be sure, because I wanted execution. Like, I feel this person really, really wanted to execute confidently so they don't fumble. And so I see the target here, and it's like I had my eye on the target. I knew what I wanted from the start. I always understood this, but it was having to align with my intuition of what it was that I intuitively knew, and match it up to this other dynamic part of me, which was the egoic self that was creating some form of mask in order to protect myself. And I feel like this person has had to do a lot of reflection when it comes to self-love with this pink rose, and even this flame is pink. And pink to me is all about unconditional love, but rose quartz specifically to me is about self-love. And so when we love ourselves enough, we know then we could be vulnerable, because we have to align ourselves to our authentic expression, which comes from the intuition. We can't dance around that in order to accommodate an egoic self or a mask, because then we're not in line with unconditional love of self. And so I feel like if I can't unconditionally love myself enough to be authentic, how am I going to do anything for you? If I can't do it for me, I can't do it for you. And so this action ruined the broth, I feel here, because it took some time. And so my inability to be authentic, my inability to show this vulnerable side of me was actually souring this whole thing. It was creating the opposite, but I feel like there is a very strong energy of masculine energy, which could be quite attractive. But what's not attractive is I'm not authentic, and I was trying to pretend to be someone that I wasn't in order to be stronger than I was. And it all had to do with creating stability and foundation here with this 4 wands that kept pulling through your reading. And the Hierophant, which is securing this connection, creating stability, building the foundation, and committing myself to building something here with all of this hope for the future. It's like I had a desire and a vision of what I wanted, but it almost seemed like something I couldn't take action on. And so what's pulling through, and the part of what's being understood by this person, is their view now with this rainbow, because it's like I've now sat, okay, because like I said, the rainbow was giving me hangman, because it's like seeing things from a different perspective, but it's more enlightened perspective. And same with the Hermit, with the hibernation. I sat with my intuition, with the High Priestess energy, okay, through dreams, intuition, sign, symbol, synchronicities, with all of this master numerology, okay, the 11s coming through, which is all about synchronicities. So dreams, telepathy, intuition, and my enlightenment, my ability to reflect has given me a different perspective. And this different perspective is really sort of seeing myself differently than I have in the past, and being honest with myself, and seeing where my fears and my shadows, by facing my fear, got in the way, of me representing myself to you, me being authentic in this connection to you and to myself, because I need to represent myself here. So let's see then with the tarot. I feel like your reading's complete, but I mean, what have they realized? I think the realization here is, upon reflection here, I now realize that I was not authentic and that I was acting in fear. But it's like, okay, so what now? I don't know. Let's see. Spirit, what is it then that this person for pile number 1, person on their mind, realized? Like, what is it here that's coming forward in this reading in regards to what pile number 1's person realized? Anything I've missed? I feel this person's shut you out. I feel this person's been, not because they wanted to shut you out, but I feel like this person closed eye, okay, or an open eye with the intuition. No matter what my intuition was saying, I had to sit, pull away, reflect, and hibernate, because I wasn't listening to my intuition. Therefore, when I didn't listen to my intuition, I was guarded and blocked out and in my safe space. But while I was in my safe space, I was having to deal with self-love. I was having to reflect on my own self-care and self-love. And I had to work with that energy. And I had to do this. And the reason I had to was because if I didn't do this, then I couldn't show love here, unconditional love. I had to cultivate it from within first, okay? And so it took me a while to actually listen to my intuition and open my eye to this, okay? But now I'm inspired with this Ace of Wands to take action. Yeah, and even with this dive and this hawk. So now I see, now I've ascended to a certain part of reflection that I can take action. So I don't know, is this person coming towards you? For some of you guys, they ruined it and they left. So they might be coming towards you, and this is what they've realized. Or at least they realized why they didn't take action, but I don't know which it is. And it could be multiple meanings for all of you guys. Maybe it's like, I realized this and now it's over. I don't know. Some of you guys, it's over. Like, they can't fix it. And for some of you guys, it's like, I realized it was creating suffering and tension, and now I want to fix it, and I'm going to come with this inspired action to take action where I didn't. But either way, this person's realized they fumbled. Okay, so what am I missing here, Spirit, for beautiful pile number 1? So we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, my feelings. This is all about expressing ourselves through way of showing our feelings, okay, whether it be words, actions, like acts of service, forms of self-expression when it comes to my emotions with the Ace of Cups, showing like how I feel, expressing how I feel, coming forward with it, not hiding it, not trying to cover it up in any way with the Knight of Cups. Okay, here's the Three of Wands. Yeah, so it's like we couldn't move. Things couldn't progress. I didn't lay the groundwork, because after 3 wands is 4 wands. And this is all about, I prepared, I did the groundwork. I'm now ready to move on to the next stage. It was like blocked. It couldn't move forward. It couldn't expand as long as I was holding my feelings hostage or secret or separate or suppressing or denying. Two pentacles, back and forth. So I didn't provide the clarity, and I was going back and forth about how to do this because I never left my eyes off the ball or the prize. But this is uncertainty. And this is also sometimes we feel we're lacking some form of resource. Okay. Because it could be scarcity with resource. But it's like I was reflecting, and I feel like one is the intuition and the other is the version of myself that I believe to be true. But both sort of gave me a different outcome. And so this is why I was going back and forth, because it's like either my intuition is true and I'm a coward here in some way or suppressing my feelings, or the me that I always believed to be in power and in control that didn't have feelings is right. And so how could this be, happening at the same time? This isn't generally how I read two pentacles, but that's kind of what I'm getting. It was like I was of the two minds. So it was like, do I take action with this formal offering of this, or do I take action on this formal offering of this? But those are two different worlds that would plant two different sort of trees. And I couldn't decide because one I was really committed to, the version of me that I thought was, this Don Juan energy, more control than I actually had. And it was like, that was the offer I was presenting. Was that the world or the tree I wanted to commit to building in my future, that version of me? Or is there that other version of me now that had to accept this version that could be vulnerable but was too fearful? And what would I choose? And the King of Wands. So I was really, at the end of the day, lacking confidence and not taking action. I didn't have a strategic plan of execution. So I was going back and forth. How can I execute and win? But I knew what I wanted. Okay, I knew what I wanted. But it's like, how do I execute it? And so I won't take action. I'll just sit here going indecisive, back and forth and back and forth. And maybe this person was, going back and forth with you. And really certainly not giving you clarity. And I have to decide. That's what they're realizing. It's like, I feel this person's coming forward and they're making you an offer. Okay, they're making you an offer where they were going back and forth and inconclusive because they had no strategy. It's like, now I've narrowed it down to the offer that I do have to make, and I have to communicate to you with this Page of Wands. Now, again, like I say, communication in this case, I don't feel yet. We'll see what the other cards show, but it's like this person's expression, I really feel, is not showing as words just yet, but I'm going to come forward with one offering here so it's clear to you. Okay, I don't know if they spirits, if they are coming with an offer and they think it's clear to you, it's like it might just be clear to them. But maybe you want words, or maybe you need some form of thing. But it's like, here's me showing an expression. Here's me offering the expression. Here's me expressing the expression. But it's like, well, what form does it come in? Because there's still this, like, how do they deal with their ability to be vulnerable? Because maybe to use words is challenging here. Because I feel like there's still this, like, maneuvering of how it's being expressed or shown. And so how are we expressing and showing this? But I feel like the page is the communication. However, this communication comes through, now I'm doing acts of service, or now I'm in your world, or now I'm making it clear by not giving you mixed messages, or maybe I'm not, maybe I send you music, or I write you a thing, or I create this heart for you. I don't know. Something like this is expressed how I feel, and now you should know. 5 of Cups. Yeah, I no longer want to be in that energy I was in of the 5 Cups, which was, without me having vision, I was always 5 Cups because I was sitting out looking out the window, or keeping my eye on you, but not enjoying the prize. It's like I have this vision, this hope, and this want, and this desire, but it's like, will I ever execute? And that's very 5 Cups because it got soured. And so it's like, I don't want to be soured anymore here looking out the window. And maybe you moved on and it's like, I got to get out of this. So now I'm come forward here. And yeah, I couldn't know more with the 10 Wands. That's the realization. I can't be in this energy no more. The straw broke the camel's back. It was too heavy for me to pretend to be inauthentic or to pretend to be Don Juan or to give you a mixed message and not come forward with a form of how I actually feel. And how I feel is I'm emotionally connected to you. I feel love with the cup. Okay, the cup is all about love, and an Ace of Cups is unconditional love. The moon coming out of the reflecting period, which was the hibernation, but this is also facing my fear, because in the upright, the moon talks about the fears, okay, and it's all about the emotions, and it's like I got to come out of that fear. And how am I going to come out of this fear? By stepping forward and putting myself out there. So they're putting themselves out there for you. Yeah, look at that, you guys. Oh my goodness, this reading's so clear. So we have strength, and oh, what a beautiful way to end this reading. The lion coming through again. I feel like this person, divine masculine, is courageous, but I think they had a big old shadow that was casting the shadow on the light of this lion energy of the courage. It's like, are you sure you're courageous? Because all you did was run away or have fear here. And the fear was you were held back. The fear was you weren't facing your emotions. You weren't facing your fears by being communicative or showing up here, taking action here. 5 swords. They created a 5 swords, and this is all about the sabotage. So there's the 2 people. So my inauthenticity with the sword of truth pointing down created a 5 swords with you and I, the vinegar. And I wasn't accepting that truth or seeing the authenticity within me. And so the Ace of Swords is all about authenticity, taking action, seeing a truth. Okay, now this person's waving a flag. I feel like this is I surrender, although it's not a white flag, it's the purple flag of the intuition. I surrender to my intuition. Oh my goodness, spirits is just beautiful with this reading, you guys. Are you guys listening to this? So I surrender to my intuition here, and my intuition always knew from day one what I wanted, what I felt, what I couldn't express, what I couldn't see, what I didn't want to take action on because I was inauthentic and I was too fearful, and that was on taking action on my true feelings. Okay, and now I wave this because I can't no more lie, I can't no more pretend, I can't no more deny, suppress it. And look at the star in there even. And it's like now my intuition, which was always the star, the vision, the hope of what I saw for the future, it's like that's the flag I'm waving now, proudly up in the air so you can see me. Ace of Swords, you guys. And the crown, you guys. This reading, I tell you, it's so clear and it's so beautiful. I am now picking up that sword that was pointing down, unclear, fearful, not certain, and my email confirming. How is this even happening? Okay, this is all about I am empowered. I am taking action on truth. I am now clear. The intuitive eye, the intuition was right, and I'm going to make this known. Okay, and Ace of Swords is taking action. And so I feel like this person is going to communicate through way of action, okay, and make it very clear to you, according to them. Whether it's clear to you or not, I don't know, because they might come up with whatever they think is clear and certain and showing that they're choosing this, and you might not know, but it's like it's coming from a place of facing their fear. They're really, really like leaning into their courage where they were held back here, okay? And they have to accept this truth because they just can't no more carry that facade or that story they were telling themselves. So this is your reading. Pile number 1. I don't think I've had such a reading in a while, okay? So hopefully this resonated for you. I love you very much. If you're drawn to another pile, I will see you there. All right, bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 2. You guys picked the 2 bumblebees. Absolutely adorable. The yellow and the black bumblebee. I do suggest you listen to the disclaimer so that you guys know exactly what the intentions are here in this reading and how energy pulls through, okay? Because we can have crisscrossed energies, meaning I say it's you, it's your person, vice versa. But my intention is to look at the person on your mind and what it is they realized about you or this connection. Okay, so if it comes reversed, you can go check out another pile. If you're working on tuning your intuition, I do suggest you sit through this card layout. If you want to go straight away to the reading, you can click on that. Okay, but let's take a look. What has this person realized about pile number 2? That was the question I had asked here. I've not looked at these cards, and let's lay this out. So we have 35 with the violet coral, community. Community always gives me 4 wands energy. Okay, that's the community card, and 4 wands is the 1111. So could be signifying a twin flame connection. Purple's all about the intuition, which is high priestess energy, Pisces energy. So 35 could be a significant number, and that is the number 8. Okay, 8's all about strength, movement, change, attainment. We have climb with the bobcat. How can I go higher? Interesting. So higher could be ascension or seeing things from a more elevated perspective. Okay, and then we have the bull, step forward. So Taurus energy could be a stubborn energy, but stepping forward could certainly be, we were feeling movement here with the number 8. Some form of movement, moving up higher. We have the lizard. Lizards talk about the dream state, but a lizard wanders through a desert, and it could be quite harsh conditions here. It could talk about resources, or it could talk about a lack of emotion without the water here in the desert. Prickly with the cactus. Lizards regenerate their tails. So you'd be talking about the regeneration here in some form. Also, lizards are cold-blooded, and I feel like they need those like heat lamps, you know, if you keep them in a aquarium. So it could be about needing clarity or needing heat or needing some form of resource, either emotion or heat or light or clarity, or even because the light could symbolize this enlightenment. So it's the ascension. Okay, the champion, achievement and downfall. And look at this sword. The sword of truth is disintegrating. Achievement and downfall. Okay, and then we have forbiddance. This is giving me community with the housing here, stability. But forbiddance, like, what is this? This is like a wall of protection, keeping people out, forbidding them from accessing something here. We have conjure fae, and it looks like half, what is that, a centaur? Let's read the back. You summon a fae creature of challenge rating 6 or lower. The fae spirit that takes the form of a beast of challenge rating 6 or lower. It appears in an unoccupied space that you can see within range. The fae creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points and when the spell ends. Okay, interesting. Haven't seen that card. We have Earth 24. So the number 6 pulling through, which is lovers, Gemini, and Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It says the frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the core ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. Wow, okay, Mother Gaia. And we have 69, a fearful world. All of these like scary voices. So this could be 9 swords energy. Okay. Card 15 is devil energy, which is Capricorn energy with the 69. So we have reddening here. Yeah, devil energy, 15 again. So reddening is like giving life to something or something coming alive. We have the gold and the silver and the black ball. So snake's all about healing, wisdom. Devil energy is certainly unhealthy patterns and ways of being, could symbolize addictions, could symbolize obsessions, illusions. The red and white rose, number 59. So I have 6959. So this is like remaining autonomous in some way because the white rose remains white despite this. So more snake, healing, wisdom, not getting contaminated in some way. Doll, childhood play, and naivety. So dolls could be symbolic of the inner child. Okay, and we have the card of Coventina, purification. It says, it is time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and your mind. So we had devil energy pulling through, which would definitely need to be detoxed. And detox could just mean ridding of the illusion. Okay, and then we have tuberose. Dangerous pleasure, more double energy. My goodness. The secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. Friedrich Nietzsche. So this is almost giving me hedonistic energy here. Let me read that again. The secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously. Okay, and we have solar zenith. Look at that. Solar is masculine energy. It's about clarity and light. This looks almost like a magic wand. And we have Big Bang. So the Big Bang is sort of a sudden explosion, but it creates entropy. This could be a lot of chaos when the Big Bang happens. My goodness. And we have goddess. Light attribute. The feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Shadow attribute. Exploitation of the female, nurture, and form. Okay. We have more snake energy with the healer. 25, or the number 7. 7 is about faith, wisdom, reflection, understanding. Okay, and then we have boundaries. With the hand, sort of keeping something out, which we were feeling from this whole thing, forbiddance, keeping something out or blocked. There we see the intuitive eye with flames. Okay, what are we keeping out here? And then we have more sort of snake skin energy. Lizard snakes, like I feel like there's a process here of shedding something, so there might be a lack of something going on right now, but the riddle is there's no solution, or I'm still trying to figure something out. She was stuck in some sort of maze. Or number 53, or the number 8. So 8 again is about movement, change, and attainment, which we had 8 here. I do feel like I want to read this solar zenith to see what pulls through here. But I'm kind of almost getting like a magic wand energy here from that. But what is it pulling through here? It says, beyond the mind, we meet the sun at the highest point. The solar zenith marks the point where the observer and their energy centers are perfectly aligned in our microcosms. We have energy points which are aligned linearly from top to bottom. The energy flows through these in a linear way. This line continues beyond our body, both up and down, making us into a tool which connects to the sky and earth. The solar zenith is located above the head and forms a ladder straight up to the sky. We were getting that climbing with that ascension. Solar zenith is located above the head and forms a ladder straight up to the sky. It is directly related to the last energy point of our microcosm and the connection to the heavens. Not only did the sun rise for you, but it is in perfect balance with your being. Oh my goodness. Well, since I have the book, we might as well look at the Big Bang. Big bangity doodah. So it says, it took powerful movements to make way for the creation of the everything that is, but how much beauty came out of it. It is the largest expansion we have ever experienced. The Big Bang gives origin, beginning, a new start, opening, life, a creation, but requires a huge previous explosion to start it. It is not a movement which dances softly or a learning which develops within us over time. The Big Bang explodes. It appears and makes a majestic entrance with a heavy explosion outside of the comfort zone, the known and already done and the already existing. It marks the abrupt and sudden page turns, which can be difficult to adapt to. But what does it bring? Expansion, expansion, expansion. 999. Okay. Good. Good. Let me sit here with this energy and see what we get, okay? Okay, so there's lots of devil energy coming through here. I don't know necessarily. It's all over the place. I hope it becomes clear here what's going on, okay? But I do feel like whoever this energy I'm reading, whether it's you or your person, okay, whatever this person has realized, it's come with a lot of shedding of the old version of whoever this person is, because I feel like this person has a unhealthy experience in their world, which has created unhealthy patterns. And so I feel like this person's in the process of ascension. And I don't even feel like it's so much of a step-by-step thing like we read here with this Big Bang. I feel like this person was just thrusted into having to make a change here. Okay, and even this bull, like a bull in the china shop, kind of, it's not gentle. It doesn't like slowly eke its way. It's like creating all sorts of, like, it's like forcing its way. Like, I feel like there's like a very strong sort of push, and a burst here. And so I'm still trying to figure out where this burst is happening, because it's not very clear to me just yet. But I do feel like there's a lot of blocking out, protecting, and a lot of unhealthy behaviors, and a lot of this person having to shed a lot of what didn't work for them. But I also feel like there's this lack of maybe what they need, like they're snuffed out here. Maybe they weren't getting emotions, or maybe they were feeling they were missing the tools. And it's like their experience created a reality here that kept playing, keeping them locked up in that prison of what happened in the past or what their experience was. And it attached them to some form of coping that wasn't healthy. And I feel like this kept them prisoner or hostage to some environment, which doesn't really help them or didn't help them. And so I feel like this person is working through, or has been working through, or is forced now. I don't know which it is just yet, but they are not what they've experienced. They are not their environment. And if their environment is reflecting to them things that aren't supportive or helpful or making them feel good, they don't have to stick around there. They don't have to stick around there, because I feel like there was a in denial of looking at what they deserve or taking action towards what would be fulfilling. And so it's like, if I don't look at it, it doesn't exist. Or if I stay here and just try to pretend or zone it out or dismiss the fact that I really feel like starved of love or dry of emotion, or I don't have what it takes to be empowered to make the change or to pull myself out of this situation or the circumstance. So I might have a family, a community, a world around me that becomes my reality. And so I have all these understandings of why I have to utilize that as my support system, although it's toxic or not helping. And I feel like this person couldn't find a way out of this sort of mess. Like, for one, we have to separate ourselves from that in which we are identifying as. And I feel like a part of their world, they were identifying as being a part of who they are. But it's far from the truth. Because whatever that world was, I feel like was keeping them back or holding them hostage in some way. So it was very toxic or not good for them or not healthy. And so I feel like there's this healing that this person has experienced, and it could be from you. And this could be, what your messaging is like, I intake this energy that now allows me to identify maybe what's me and what's not me in this environment. And so once I know what's me and what's not, I'm now empowered to see things differently about the reality of my situation, that at one point it was too scary or I was too enmeshed, so I couldn't see the truth or wanted to believe or accept the truth, or wasn't healed enough. And I kept falling back into the chain that was my environment, thinking it was me. And so I didn't have an identity, or I got blended into that whole thing. And now it's like I'm breaking free. I really feel like it's like I'm now breaking free in some way here, but I feel like it's so deep rooted because this person might have upkept that around them or that world, because I feel like it went very deep when it came to this person's childhood or their scars or their inner speak, that they really thought they either deserved to suffer or be without or be held captive in this unhealthy environment. And so it could have created all sorts of how this person would engage with you potentially here. Okay, and we have your exploitation of the female nature and form. So I'm kind of getting two things. Like, I don't know if this person's experienced some sort of exploitation, and so that's the world that I know, and so that's the world that I dish out, or this is the world I dish out to you, or this connection, or how I engage, because of the fact that I have all this other trauma stuff going on. So, but the boundary I feel here was also keeping me out from seeing the truth of something here, or tapping into my intuition to see clearly so that I could take inspired action or make things different. So I see flames in the eye and this reddening. It's like, once I connected to the thing that I wasn't connecting to, because I was either blocked out or chained to my understanding, which wasn't healthy. But the minute I released myself from that chain or that understanding, or separated myself from that in which I was not, because I identified what isn't me, now I can see intuitively and take like action, like it's like sudden action here towards what it is that is me, and get aligned here, because I can clearly see now that what I thought was me or what was keeping me stuck is actually just the fear playing out. So I want to do what's in my best interest now that I know who I am, now that I know what the truth is, now that I know what isn't me, and I'm shedding the illusion here of the false self, or the false story, or the false vision or understanding I had is now being shattered, and I'm dissolving that understanding so that I can get rooted and grounded in what is the truth and really confront this thing and step out of my comfort zone. But I feel like either this was a sudden realization or there's some sort of sudden action that this person is taking in that direction. Like the direction of, I don't know, like their authenticity, or the sudden direction they're taking action and shattering that illusion. So it's like I'm no longer going to suppress or deny or avoid that in which I know now is not true. And I don't want to be trapped or stuck in this thing that has no release or no end to it. I have to free myself, and I have to give birth to my new me. There's a lot of question marks here, and I don't understand, but I hope this makes sense to some of you guys. Let's see then. What's going on here with pile number 2, Spirit? What is it that this person's realizing? I mean, they're realizing that they're not their environment. They don't have to stay there. Yeah, 5 cups in reverse. I don't have to sit here and suffer. I don't have to look at what doesn't work. I'm not the energy of what doesn't work. What is it that pile 2 is realizing here about, pile 2's person realizing about pile 2 or this connection? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2 in this connection. Spirit, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. Pile number 2, the person on their mind. What is it that I'm missing exactly? Can we clearly identify what it is that pile 2's person is realizing right here, right now, in this timeless reading? What is it pile 2's person is coming into realization? So we have the 7 wands in reverse. That could be a surrender energy or putting down our defenses. Or it could be that we don't think we could stand up and fight for what we believe. So I feel like it was falling here too. And for me, this could be like the part of me that felt defenseless, the part of me that wasn't going to fight and stand up for myself, the part of me that didn't think I could get through was the part that was keeping me in a 5 cups, which I no longer want to be in this 5 cups energy, because that is a mind of scarcity keeping me unhappy, and I don't need to stay in that. I have to pull myself out. Hermit in reverse. So this could be coming out of a period of isolation. 10 Pentacles, that's a family situation or some form of community stability, something that was built over time. Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we have the 8 Wands, communication, forward movement, a breakthrough. 2 Pentacles, this is indecision, going back and forth. And 9 Cups, what makes me emotionally happy. And the 8 of Cups, walking away from a situation and having the Judgment. Yeah, I had a realization. That's what this whole reading's about. Although there's so many question marks I still have, but I hope this makes sense to you. So this person I'm reading, I've had a realization. It's about the truth. And sometimes the truth is just removing what is illusion, devil, untruths. So I've had a hallelujah moment of clarity, of seeing what isn't. And I got to walk away from what doesn't emotionally satisfy me in order for me to find emotional happiness for me. And so this person could have been going back and forth in regards to a structured, stable environment of something they had built in order for them to be able to move forward and walk away or release whatever this is. And I feel like they might have felt like they didn't have the resources with this lizard, which kept coming through, to be able to pull out of a situation. But it's like I'm having a breakthrough here. I'm escaping from this. It looks like this person's even running away. And that's fast, this bull energy, on this big bang. It's like a quick moving realization energy that's coming out of hibernation or I've had time to reflect and to really look at what it was that I wanted to follow. And maybe I was really held back by fears at one point, but now I'm like breaking out of whatever this is. And I feel like this person is being led by love, but I feel like this could certainly be your energy because I'm feeling this healer energy from this Queen of Cups. So the love I experienced in the past, or your energy, you giving me unconditional love, or this supportive love that I feel, runneth over with emotions and love with this cup. And doesn't this feel a lot better than this lack of resources? The dry energy, whatever it was that I needed to walk away from that wasn't emotionally fulfilling. I know emotionally fulfilling is this water that's just like overflowing of this beautiful Queen of Cups. This feels way better to me. And that's where I'm like taking action because of this support, because of that experience. I come out of fear, come out of my 5 cups, and I got to break free from my feeling of I can't do anything here, or I'm helpless or defenseless. And even though I might have at one point, I don't know, like believe that I was lacking something, I have to take action. That is my understanding, that's my whole understanding here. So I'm driven by cups. I'm driven by my emotions. I'm driven by my what doesn't work for me or what now that I see as an illusion. So let's see then, Spirit, why all this? Like, what's going on here? I still don't fully understand what we're seeing. So clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Spirit, what is it that pile 2's person's realizing here? 7 swords. So this is the illusion, the self-lie. So I might have been in self-lie or deceit, but look, 3 swords they're hanging on to. So the lie created a separation, or the lie created pain in a situation here with the 3 swords that I was hanging on to. What is it that pile number 2's person has realized then about this 7 swords energy? The Page of Cups in reverse and the 2 Pentacles. So my inability to open my heart space. Okay, this could even be somebody who owes someone an apology here. And look, it's more overflowing cup. So I needed to decide. I needed to decide about the cups that I was withholding from myself or feeling like I was without. Okay, because sometimes this talks about like scarcity because I don't have. So I'm sort of trying to decide how I can get or find balance in a situation that wasn't giving me cups, or where I felt a lack of, I don't know, like emotions. So we have strength, Leo energy. And this is like confronting your fears, taking the courage to allow ourselves to move. Why is this 7 swords here? Ace of Cups, all about the cups. So I was lying to myself that maybe I didn't need love, or lying to myself in regards to my own self-love, or what it was I was worthy of when it comes to emotions. So I tried to lie to myself by suppressing how much I needed love or loved myself. So I was blocking something here. Yeah, but this is all about self-love and emotional new beginning. There's the Queen of Cups again. And there's the Magician, which is all about having the tools to manifest and make things happen. 7 Pentacles. And the 4 Wands and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so whatever world this person was lying to themselves about was at the expense of self-love and giving them emotions. I feel like this person has an understanding now with the Judgment, clarity of what you mean to this person or what you've given to this person, or at least that it's out there for them to experience cups that they've been robbing themselves of, that they've been sort of going back and forth because it required courage in order for them to leave and take action on something and manifest the reality in which they want to experience, which is love. Why not? Why would we suppress and say we're not worthy of this? So I feel like with this 4 Wands, which we were getting from this community, is all about stability and structure, family, and a milestone. I feel this person's charging towards creating stability, creating a world for themselves here that is in line with their 9 cups. Because this person feels like wherever they were invested in was dry of cups and not producing fruit. And so all they got was pentacles. So either they can sit in the pentacle realm in the desert like this lizard wandering without any emotions and cups and resources, not producing fruit and keep giving, or, which would be the 7 swords, or they can go towards what they're fiery passionate about here, but they have to solidify something here with this 4 wands, which by the way is my 1111 card. Yeah, I wasn't taking action. I wasn't moving forward. I wasn't choosing, and I wasn't expressing because there was either a held back energy or a lack of courage in moving in this direction. But now with the 8 wands, even this Knight of Wands, this is a very fast, quick moving energy. So I feel this person is taking action. Hierophant. So this is about commitment, and this could be about marriage with the 4 wands and this Hierophant and even the 10 pentacles. So this person might be taking quick action in regards to a marriage where they were emotionally dry or they're seeing some form of truth. And it could be that this person is seeing what they want to commit to or what they want to build here for themselves. That they could have been tossing between which marriage or which version of myself do I want to commit to, or what lifestyle is it that will create stability that's balanced, that has cups and pentacles, or do I choose cups over pentacles? Which is it? But I gotta do whatever this is here. And up until now, I've been suppressing my feelings. Up until now, I've been telling myself a lie that I didn't need love or couldn't open up. And so I feel like this is talking about a reconciliation is kind of what I feel, like a hug, an apology, like, I don't know if this person owes you an apology. I feel this person's coming forward. I feel like this person is now understanding something about love and emotions here that they were trying to lie to themselves. So let's see then what is pile number 1, or pile number 2 can they expect from this person then? Because I don't know, I feel like there's just a realization in regards to their environment and what they can now see as what was challenging, or maybe what you mean to them. You mean this Queen of Cups, a giving, loving, kind person in which now they feel they can't live their life without cups. It's like, I got to deal with this lie, this untruth. So let's see. What can pile 2 expect then from this person? What can they expect in regards to pile number 2's person? What can they expect to see in regards to this person? Because this bull says stepping forward, which is that 8 wands. So the King of Wands in reverse. So this is a lack of clarity when it comes to execution and strategy. 6 pentacles. That's a balance of giving and receiving. And we have the Page of Wands in reverse. So that's blocking ourselves from taking action, from exploring, potentially even from communicating. The Moon in reverse. So this is about having to take a look at our fears and not let our fears hold us back. The Lovers. So the Lovers is about a choice, choosing between 2 lovers potentially. We have the full moon, because I'm covering up this. I dropped the bumblebee. I dropped the, I am covering the Lovers so I don't get demonetized here. But it says full moon, protect your energy and hold your star close. So we see the moon here. Hold your star close. Hold your vision, your hope. This person has hope despite the fears at one point in time, and the choice here to choose the lover. And that's that 2 pentacles. Like, which lover do I want to choose? Which path do I want to invest and give towards? So they were suppressing their desire, suppressing the wand, and trading it for pentacles is what I feel because of a fear. So what can pile 2 expect then from this person? We have the King of Swords and the Sword of Truth pointing down. And now the King of Cups. King of Cups loves very deeply here. I was suppressing the truth of how I felt. I wasn't taking action on the truth or understanding how much deep love I actually felt, and had to give in order to receive, to create balance here. And this is the Knight of Cups, going after the cup, or showing and expressing how they feel, allowing emotions in the cups to be real, not suppressing. And 3 Pentacles and 2 Pentacles. So what can you expect? I feel like this person wants to create balance and give, and the Pentacle realm that they at one point were suppressing, ignoring, denying, and not taking action on because they were in denial, mostly based on fear, mostly based on a trade-off, mostly based on going back and forth. Do they want the Pentacle or do they want the Cup? And I feel like this person wants to work with you or wants to collaborate here to manifest with the Magician something solid around the cups that they've been avoiding or denying. This has become apparent to this person as kind of like a sudden need to take action here, or a sudden realization of what this means. You know, and it's like, I was suppressing my desire to explore, my ability to execute based on confidence of emotions, and I was suppressing or watering this fire because the fear was getting in the way. And so I knew the choice was here, but I was avoiding it and leaning into the lie. But I can't no more lean into the lie. So I feel like this person is going to want to create with you and is acknowledging this. And it's the 5 Swords in reverse. Yeah, coming out of that in which they were sabotage, or that in which it was creating tension between you and this person. And so whether you want to talk to this person or not, you know, I don't know, is definitely up to you. But it's all about how this person can contribute and find balance here in something and make something more just, because it was, you know, it was based on lies, okay? Or just a false understanding that they had of their environment, which wasn't helping them and wasn't helping them to work with you, I feel, at the expense of something in this connection. So pile number 2, this is your reading. I hope it helped you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 3, you guys pick the Art Nouveau compact or the mirror, and I feel something very magical about this group. So I can't wait to get into your reading. Let's take a look. And we're looking at the person on your mind, person you came here about, and what it is this person is realizing or has realized about you and or the connection with you and this person. Go check out the disclaimer so you know how I am channeling or reading this energy. Okay, sometimes energy comes reverse, meaning this is how what you're realizing, and vice versa. I might get you and your person crisscrossed. You can attribute whose energy is what if there's blended energies here. Okay, so if you're working on tuning into your intuition, the best way is to sit throughout this card layout so that you can tell whether this is your pile or not. Okay, but if you have a strong intuition, you want to go straight away to the reading, you can click on the main channeled reading for this pile. All right, let's get through what this is. So we have pile number 1, card number 1, all about new beginnings, potentials, and opportunity. It says Rishi, Spirit Medicine. Wow, so magical, spiritual, highly spiritual energy pulling through already. We have clouds. So clouds do symbolize confusion here, but I'm getting spiritual, like the clouds, heavenly. I'm getting heavenly here, ascension. Okay. And we have the rooster, remember, laughter, and joy. So rooster's divine masculine energy. Laughter and joy. Laughter is the best medicine. And laughter, joy are high vibrational energies, which is stemmed from love, which is the highest form. So more spirituality pulling through. We have the griffin. So the griffin is like a make-believe sort of fictional creature here that's larger than life. And getting more of a spiritual again, like we might not see it with the eyes, but it's like it has a lot of power here, very powerful energy in the spiritual realms. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then we have friend with the rabbit. or the bunny. So bunnies talk about fertility. They could be quite skittish, okay, because they tend to run if they're to get frightened in some way here. But for me, rabbits sometimes talk about divine timing. We have the Ace of Wands, which is inspired action. The Archer, Sagittarius energy, it says biding your time and planning ahead. So we were talking about divine timing, but this is like taking precision here, knowing what we want, aiming for what we want, or targeting what we want, biding your time, divine timing. And we have Wall of Thorns. Look at that. So defenses, having to get through. This is giving me 9 Wands energy. And this knight has heavy armor on, having to get through a wall of defenses here. Okay, 9 Wands. And we have Gaia, which is Earth energy, 28, or the number 10. So it says the frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. Wow, that's powerful. So 10 is completion, ends of cycles, transformation. 10 is also Wheel of Fortune, which is divine, which is giving me that heavenly energy with the Wheel of Fortunes, the universe. Wow, and it's also sun energy, which is clarity. You know, here we said confusion, but I felt like it was dissipating. So the sun is all about clarity and enlightenment, more heavenly spiritual energy. Okay, love grows love. Oh my goodness. Number 40 or the number 4. 4 is all about stability, security. It's also Emperor energy, which is the sun. Okay, because Emperor is divine masculine. Aries, Leo energy, but love grows love. This is kind of giving me this remember, laughter, and joy. Like love is the greatest medicine. Unconditional love changes status. Yeah, but support, structure, foundation, stability, and planning with that 4. Spark of light. This is Ace Wands energy. So this is 46. 46 could be an age, could be a significant number in this connection. This is also number 10. Pulling through again. Completions, ends a cycle, Wheel of Fortune, sun energy, inspired action. Conjunction. Look at this. Balance. The dark and the light. Masculine, feminine. Now we see the snake skin, which is all about healing and wisdom. But this infinity is giving me eternal life or forever. Forever eternal. Again, into the spiritual realms of duality or balancing the shadow with the light. 71 or the number 8. Okay, and then we have Songbird, objectification, yearning, and feeling trapped. So a bird can talk about her self-expression. This one's caged, so that would be trapped or feeling like we can't get out. Not having our own voice with the songbird. And we see here Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do, trust your inner wisdom, and take appropriate action without delay. The owl. So owl is about wisdom. Inner wisdom. So inner would be this unseen knowing, which would be spirituality or intuition. Oh, okay. And now we have the bellflower, and it says gratitude. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Such high vibrational energy here. Gratitude's, again, stemming from this love energy that I was feeling, which is the highest vibration. Gratitude. Density. So again, this enlightened is lighter energy. Density would be a heavy energy. So it's like, what density are we experiencing here? We see the dark and the light. Okay. And the light is being pulled down here in a room full of darkness. So could we be in light energy here, feeling like drowned out by the dark in some way, or being pulled in to lower density? We have shapeshifter, light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness. Yes, ability to see the potential in everything. Shadow attributes, projecting an image that serves your personal agenda and in the moment. Okay. Or your personal agenda in the moment. Truth. So when we're in truth, we're in a higher state of consciousness, as long as it's the truth of the universe in reality. So this person is highlighting this heart. And so love is their truth, unconditional love. The stars talk about healing and a vision for the future, or a hope and a desire. And here we see the animal. Number 19, which is sun energy, clarity, enlightenment again. Yeah, so I'm going to read this animal as being pulled to, but animalistic energy could be even moon, feminine energy. We were getting a lot of sun, which was masculine, but we do get the two, masculine and feminine. And the reason why I'm feeling feminine is because the animals in the moon card sort of lean into their animalistic nature, which is like being driven by the purest state, without holding back or trying to change or force ourselves to be anything other than what's natural and pure. Okay, so where is that? Here. The beast, the wild one, the she-wolf. We are mammals. The hair on our chest and between our legs reminds us so. We try hard to deny our unrefined animalistic nature, yet through this archetype, we tap into the power and direction. Activating the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense. Drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine. The life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices and constraints and the social constructs and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation, which we were getting with this bunny, and physicality. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a great lion. Oh my goodness, enlightenment, we were really feeling. One light, vital, elemental, alive, and dances. When dark, savagery, pent up emotion lashing out. A lot of you guys, this is your energy. Let me sit here with this and I will channel what this is all about. I'm going to read this griffin too. I'm sorry, but it will give me a better reawakening so that I can bring this home. So I think the griffin's kind of at the end, if I'm not mistaken. It is the end. It's the very last card. Good memory. Okie dokie. It says the super consciousness. Oh my goodness. The griffin is the mythical creature possessing the head, talons, and the wings of an eagle, but the body of a lion. Lion coming through again. And that's interesting. Some of you guys might resonate with pile 1. This could be divine feminine, divine masculine, and pile 1 there. Okay. So, because the lion was the object we used there. So, it says, thanks to the fusing of these two powerhouses, the griffin has often been used as a symbol of fierce power and impenetrable protection. While you'll never see one in real life, to see a griffin in your dreams is a compelling message from spirit. Thanks to the mythos of this being and the incredible height to which it soars, the griffin possesses an incredible vantage point that reveals potent truths we can obtain only through a spiritual enlightenment, yes, or through tapping into the super consciousness of the divine. If griffin energy is at play, you are in a rare and fated moment in your life, and it's time to pay attention. Sometimes the griffin is depicted as being so large, it can blot out the sun. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm getting goosebumps. You guys got to go watch pile number 1, because the card from the Cosmos Oracle, which is this pack here, there's the sun and I don't want to ruin it, but it had the shadow right on it. It was being blocked. Okay, so sometimes the griffin is depicted as being so large it can blot out the sun. In this form, the griffin is known as Ziz, a creature from Jewish mythology that can also allow the light of the sun to come through if it so chooses. In both darkness and in light, there are different experiences and truths to be found. There is a time to sit in the dark in silence and a time to step out into the illumination and warmth of the sun. In this way, we can grasp the divine in all things. It is both light and dark simultaneously. There is an appropriate time for both. And in this moment, you must discern which you need. Oh my tiddly-tie. What is this reading? Divine coming through here. Okay, let me sit here with this now. Oh my goodness, you guys. Pile number 3. I do feel this is your energy, okay? But if it's your person, this person is highly, 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 highly spiritual, very enlightened, higher levels of consciousness this person has. And it's like they might have sacrificed a lot of immediate gratification and pain and suffering in order to understand from a greater perspective here when it comes to the connection between you and them. And what this means is that this person chose to see love. This person chose to put themselves in a position that might have not have been pleasant for them. Okay, so they might have been confused or not seeing clearly the state of maybe the connection between you and them, or had a lot of uncertainty. But behind all this, there is a strength of spirit. Okay, but I feel like this person has had to protect themselves in some way here in order to get through difficult situation in this connection. So they might have felt threatened, or like at times like they couldn't get through, or like very, sometimes even feeling maybe trapped, trapped. And it's like, trapped by what? Trapped by the experience that they were having, and learning to trust in the divine and go through enlightenment and find balance. Because the shadow that they experienced in this connection, I feel might have been something that was trying to, I don't know, like take a hold of this person. So when we experience shadow, it's like situations that might try to bring us down, or try to make us act below ourselves in some way, or not to choose love. Okay, but I feel like this person's default is like, I'm choosing love. I'm choosing the higher vibration. I'm choosing with this rooster here to make this happen. And so there's a usage here of divine masculine energy in a way to make things happen for this person. But the making things happen, I feel, is in the spiritual realm. So it's like, how I'm going to heal is by getting more enlightened with the divine, connecting to love, and empower myself in this way, not feeling disempowered, but feeling empowered despite what I might be experiencing here. And so this person might have felt like you were either, I don't know, well, how it's really coming through is maybe you were very defensive and guarded. And if you do resonate with pile 1 being your energy, then it's like you're guarded or defensive, or like creating all sorts of like challenging, thorny situation. And maybe you were not expressive in some way. And so I feel like this person felt trapped by this connection at some point, or could have felt stuck. And it's like having to go through an experience so that they can understand and tap into this higher state of wisdom in order to plan. Okay. And I feel like the planning here is knowing what it is I want, so that I know when to take action, and with the biding of the time, it's like, know that the divine has divine timing. Know that when it's time for me to act, I will take action, but that only the truth is that in which I'm willing to support. And this person really feels like the truth here is in love. The truth here is in only acting in line with what is with the heart. So not stooping or falling into ego consciousness, but what is in line with the heart? What is the most loving thing right here that is aligned? Because I feel like this person had a vision or some hope of a future alignment, but it's like it requires me to be balanced. It requires me to tap into the divine. It requires me to have a belief in something I don't see, but at the same time remain grounded. Because if I'm too in the spiritual realm, my feet don't touch the ground and I'm kind of lost. And so I feel like what this person is realizing is like how important balance is, how important it is to still remain true to self. And so I feel like this person is really adaptable here with this shapeshifter in finding how to come to earth, speak a truth, stay grounded, understand what is not acceptable or what is shadow, what brings them down, what's unacceptable, and what is light, and what is love, and what is enlightenment and clarity and spirituality, and what creates good vibe energy. Okay, when I use vibe, is like a higher frequency of energy. Okay, what creates higher frequency of energy might be the only thing that the situation is asking for or required. And sometimes it requires strength, and it requires honesty, and it requires authenticity. And so finding which is what in this moment is the truest thing I can do. So being too removed is not aligned with truth. And when I say removed, it's like having an understanding of some spiritual realm here in a different dimension when this person clearly belongs to earth. But being completely on earth here at the exclusion of spirituality and a higher state of consciousness would not allow me to accept another form of truth that's also true here and going on. And so I feel like with the 3 stars here, there could have been 3 sort of truths. There's the universe's truth, okay, which is coming from the divine. Love conquers all. Be enlightened. Choose love regardless. And then there's this truth this person houses, which is I'm still experiencing suffering or pain or seeing the darkness or being pulled by the 3D reality that I exist, which is my truth. And the truth in which the person I'm dealing with, which is you, their truth. So your truth might have been someone who was, like I said, maybe coming through as non-expressive or creating confusion or creating a thorny situation or not, I don't know, like creating the darkness here, creating the pain or the suffering. And it's like these 3 truths, I have to find balance. But I hold my vision strong. And my vision that this person has is an understanding of choosing love and choosing balance and choosing to express themselves most authentically in order to come from a highest state of consciousness, but bring this down to earth without getting pulled into the dark shadow here. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of inspiration this person has in doing the best thing to bring about balance in a grounded way. And I feel like, I don't know, like some of you guys might have ran, some of you guys might have not expressed your truest form. Some of you guys might have taken a very long time here, or at least the divine's taken time to sort of execute what this person might have envisioned. And so I feel like this person had to be courageous with all this lion energy. And it's like, how do they show their courage at this time? Is courage, taking action in 3D and being like in masculine energy to do something? Or is courage to sort of observe, to connect to divine, to tap into the spiritual medicine, to make do with where there's confusion or gaps? Because I feel like this person might have felt like there was a gap in attaining any sort of 3D, I don't know, like fulfillment here, because there's a lot of thorns here in this greenery, which the greens representing the earth in the 3D. So it's like here in the 3D it was thorny. Here in the 3D I had to have my defense, or I saw you as being very defensive and thorny here. And so I'm coming in and instilling and infusing the situation with love. I'm choosing the higher vibration here of energy to give love, to see the laughter and the joy here of a situation. And that's where I do have power. So I might not have power over you and your defenses and what you're doing or how the situation might feel, but I do have control and power over what I can give to it, what I can infuse to it. I can infuse spirituality. I can infuse a higher state of consciousness when I connect or understand the situation, because I know that this is what's going to allow things to come into balance. And with this planning ahead, it's like I have a vision or an understanding of something greater than what I'm experiencing right here and in this moment. Because right here in this moment might have been thorny and not comfortable for me, but I'm not going to take action on that because that too shall pass. And so I feel like this person has a lot of gratitude, for what is good, like what they can connect to that does feel good. And so they might have a lot of gratitude towards their experience in this connection. I feel like this person is very authentic and very enlightened. And I feel like this person has a beautiful way of infusing situations with love, coming from a higher state of awareness and consciousness, of understanding what really truly matters and what might not matter so much because it's transient or passing or just a temporary pain or circumstance. And so what are they realizing here? I think this person's realizing a lot about their own power in getting grounded and balanced, and that this and that could be true, and that what I experience here in the 3D could equally be as valid, but it only matters how I deal in that situation that's going to dictate or determine what happens. And so I have the ability to either feed a difficult, tense situation of darkness in a way that's going to perpetuate it, or I can take the power and infuse it with different energy in order to manifest and change the alchemical result of it. Because what matters here is the future state or the vision I hold strong, which is all around unconditional love. So I choose to give love or see love as the highest form of truth. And so I feel like this person's been very loyal or dedicated or committed to a situation, which hasn't always been maybe loyal or committed or easy for this person, which could be your defenses or your connection with this person. Hasn't been easy, but I choose to see the light, or I choose to remain the light in the darkness. So in your presence, I see your darkness or I see the lack of light. So I choose to be the balanced light here. Even though there's an unknowing here with this griffin, because there's a knowing spiritually in the super subconscious we saw, but it's like, I don't see this in the 3D, so there's nothing confirming. It's more of an intuitive knowing and a trust here in something greater, something more raw and natural and honest and pure that I'm feeling, that I can't pretend it doesn't exist, but at the same time, I can't prove that it exists. So I feel like this person can't prove something here, or can't make something in the 3D here with you just yet. But I don't feel it's stopping this person. And I also feel like this person is really driven by making change as best they can in the most positive way, despite what is going on external. So let's see, spirits, there's a lot sort of coming through here. For pile number 3, what is it that they're realizing then here? What is pile 3's person realizing? What is pile 3's person realizing in this connection, or about pile 3 specifically? What am I missing here? Because I feel I'm missing something here. I do feel there's a lot about getting grounded, a lot about getting balanced, a lot about how they can infuse, or inject this sort of loving energy into situation, the world. That's concluding a cycle. I don't want to get demonetized. Oh my goodness, look at the lion falling over. That's pile 1 with this card. Take charge. Yeah, look at this rooster energy. It's all about taking charge. Don't wait for the stars to align. Reach up and arrange them the way you want. So it's like, I am the master of my own universe here. If I don't like what I see, I shift it in a way that allows me to see what it is that I want by taking charge and knowing when I can take action. But this is also, the stars was the vision of what I want. And it's like, I will infuse the situation so that I get what I want. And the lion was even coming through as we sit on the sidelines with that Buddha that we read. And all of a sudden, the Buddha, he finds enlightenment and roars like a lion. Because there's the light side and the shadow side. And maybe this person has sat peacefully on the sidelines like a Buddha in some way and is now saying, I can find the courage to speak my truth or to do what it is that this person might have not have found the courage to do just yet. Maybe they're speaking some truth, or maybe they're taking some form of action. Thrive. There's enough space for the moon and her stars not to tear each other down. That's this energy. It's like, I could still accept what is dark. I could still make room for the unknown or the fears here with the moon. It doesn't overpower or overshadow me, and it won't control any sort of, it won't dictate my energy here. I will thrive in that shadow. I will thrive in the darkness. I will thrive in the uncertainty because I create my own light. Oh my goodness. So what is pile number 4's person realizing here then, spirits? What am I missing? 10 cups in reverse. Yeah, like I said, I feel this person still hasn't reached a state of like cohesion with you. 10 cups is the ultimate emotional happiness. Like, this is two families coming together, committing for the long term, finding emotional bliss and happiness, the happy ever after. And it's like, the potential hasn't been realized. We haven't come together. So they understand this. 5 cups in reverse. I refuse to stay in victim mentality or see what didn't work. So I know that there's potential that didn't work, but I refuse to stay there crying over spilt milk or saddened by this state of affairs. Ace of Cups in reverse. So it's like, I didn't get this new beginning at love. I didn't receive the cup of love here. But there's some form of conclusion here, or some wrapping of a cycle. So what are they closing out here, Spirit? Clear and concise message for pile number 1's person. What did they realize? Oh my goodness, cards are just jumpy. 8 Pentacles. So this is doing the work, committed, dedicated, loyal, which was coming through with the Friend. Okay, this is the most dedicated card in the tarot. It's about putting in the effort, putting in the energy, being consistent, showing up. The Knight of Swords in reverse. So that's running away, not confronting, not facing the challenge. And then we have the Queen of Cups under that. I don't read bottom of the deck reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. And then we have the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's under that. 6 Pentacles in reverse. It's under that. 7 Cups. It's under that. 3 of Pentacles. And the Page of Wands. This is telling a story here. And the 10 of Wands in reverse. Some of you guys definitely need to go to pile 1. Your person could be in 1. Or if this is you at pile 3, then, well, whatever. Crisscross it. I feel like there's a mirroring happening here. So, what's happening? Beautiful angels, your person that I'm reading here experienced something with you. And I feel like you might have ran, or maybe you didn't do what it was here that was in the highest good of a full potential here in this connection. And so I feel like this person, instead of choosing anything other than just being loving, supporting, caring, and this compassionate friend, but giving from an open heart space of unconditional love, this is what this person chose, even though their experience here has been something with you that hasn't been very pleasant. I feel like this person hasn't been able to rely on you or this connection in any sort of way, because I feel like you potentially didn't take action or weren't confident in, you know, I don't know, like providing any sort of commitment or any sort of reliability in this connection. And so it was imbalanced, and maybe there's a lot of uncertainty. There was not choosing in this connection because it was imbalanced. And it's like, I'm keeping my options open, or I'm not giving you the clarity or the certainty you need because I lack the confidence, or I'm not someone here that you can depend upon and work with. And so I feel like this person wanted to create something here, wanted to come together, wanted some form of certainty, or wanted to be able to depend on you or this connection. And I feel like this person had to create their own level of what they could rely on, what they could give to. And I feel like this person chose love. And so I still feel like this person is someone you could rely on. But I feel like this person is coming to an understanding that I don't need to depend on someone here who isn't confident, or I don't need to cling to a situation here where it's imbalanced. I don't need to do anything but just be loving, open my heart, focus on what it is that I can work on and give to, and accept the fact that this situation is something that I'm not having an emotional new beginning. I'm not reaping a full potential here, but I'm not going to cry over it and stay here. And so I'm putting an end to this with the world. Like, I'm closing this chapter that hasn't been fulfilled, that has been imbalanced, that hasn't been something I could rely on. You know, like it's no longer something that I can, you know, stick around and cry over, or, I don't know, be in the dark about. So I feel like something's snapped, or something just is no longer working in this way. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back is now no longer a burden I want to carry. And so I don't know if you ran from this person, or I just feel like this person is no longer wanting to be confrontational, chasing up on this, or trying to understand or get answers or confront why it is, or, you know, it's like, I don't care to confront why it didn't work, or why it's sad, or what's not working, or why the potential never got realized or fulfilled. I just know to be loving. I just know to focus on what I can and what I can actually produce. And that's what I can commit to. Period. End of story. I'm taking charge of my own world by putting an end successfully to this whole thing that might have been very thorny. You know, I want to thrive. I want to be able to find happiness and success, not some situation that I was depending on. Because I feel like maybe at some point this person was depending on you providing clarity with the 7 cups, or getting clarity from this situation to give them some form of pentacle. So it's like, I was confused in your state because there was no clarity. And so I have to make my own and thrive in my own environment. So let's see. What is pile number 3's person realizing? What have I missed then? Pile number 3's person. Many questions pile 3 still has about this person. What is it that they've realized? A deeper layer here. More clarity around this realization, spirits. Thank you. Queen of Swords in reverse. So I didn't get the clarity. Things are very clear, certain to me. 7 of Wands. So this could be an energy of fighting, or just protecting our own position. So I have an understanding or belief, and I am wanting to defend what it is that I know to be true and stand my ground. There's the Emperor. So that's this rooster energy, Aries energy. That's empowerment. That's divine masculine. So where maybe I was not clear or certain, I have to empower myself and thrive and take action where I can take action and do what I can do. King of Cups. So King of Cups is a king that has very deep feelings, emotionally mature. So now we saw the Queen and the King of Cups. So we feel the same. This person isn't communicating to me or making it clear how they feel. Although I feel like this person has an understanding here with all this enlightened energy about love and truth. And it's like, I want the truth about the feelings, or you haven't provided me clarity about your feelings. Although I know there's deep love here. So this is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, 5 Pentacles. This is being out in the cold. So it's like, I can stand my ground. I don't need to be out in the cold here with whatever situation or be pulled down to this density level. So I surrender. This is a card of surrender. Okay, and how this person's surrendering, I feel, is by defending what they know. Being on the solid ground of being balanced here. Not being, I don't know, wandering this, like I said, this 9 Wands, like the thorny situation where I have to be defensive or guarded or keep fighting, because that's the resilient warrior who goes through battle. And this is more like standing my territory and my proving my point in some way here if pushed. 5 of Cups in reverse. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm feeling lack, sadness, emotionally upset here. So I'm going to be empowered to make my own truth. Justice, yeah, my own truth. 10 of Swords in reverse, and there's the 2 of Cups. And what's under 2 Cups? Judgment in reverse, and the 10 Pentacles. So, pile number 3. This person is saying, I know long-term, okay, because with the stars in the eyes, long-term commitment, I feel this person understands of what they could build. I feel like there hasn't been clarity provided around this person. So it's like I couldn't see or get clear because there was a piece of the puzzle or information that wasn't making itself prevalent to me, which is around your feelings, or you, I don't know, like you being out in the cold or something missing here that wasn't providing certainty. I had to empower myself in order to find the balance. But what this person wants is an emotional balanced connection here with the 2 of Cups, harmony, a give and receive in balanced proportion. And I feel like this person is saying, like, I have to put an end to what I know, what it isn't, what I know, what I don't want. And I feel like this person is balanced enough to say, I don't have to completely close out and make a situation very painful by resisting it or, you know, shutting the door completely and leaving it sort of open. And what I'm closing is that I need to depend on a situation. What I'm closing is feeling dependent on a saddened situation or feeling stuck or prisoned by a 5 Pentacle and a 5 Cup. Because a 5 Pentacle and a 5 Cup isn't fulfilling to me. And so I'm going to stand my ground and I'm going to take action where I can and focus on bringing balance where I can. And this is all about like justice when it comes to a situation in a fair manner. And it doesn't necessarily mean this person was able to get 2 cups from you. You know, it's like I couldn't get harmony from the other side to create balance and justice. So I had to go create my own justice and balance within me because I can't find it here within the situation. I can't see it. It never happened. And so I have to accept some form of closure here. Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so it's like you didn't provide this emotional new beginning with that Ace of Cups in reverse and this Page of Cups in reverse. So you kept your heart space closed or you didn't communicate about how you felt. And so I could only accept some form of truth here of what it was that I could see, even though I wasn't understanding. And even though I didn't maybe get closure from you. So this person has a lot of question marks when it comes to how you show up or how you've been showing up or how you did show up. So the only way for them to bring justice and succeed here is by acknowledging their own truth. Okay, and so we might have let ego get in the way there of expressing ourselves in this connection. And I feel like this person is the type of person that just isn't going to sit out in the cold because of an ego. It's like, no, I surrender to the divine. I no longer want to be in any sort of, defensive energy here. It is very clear what this person is, trying to establish for themselves. So let's see just a final message then, because I do still feel like maybe we're missing some important piece of this puzzle. So I feel like with the 10 swords in reverse, it's like this person isn't completely, like closing something, but with the world, it's like the end of a cycle. And it could be the end of this person's engagement of how they were seeing a situation or what's balance meant to them. So let's see, what is pile number 3's final message here when it comes to what pile 3's person has realized? What is this final message? Anything I've missed? 6 swords in reverse, 8 wands, 4 wands, and Ace of Swords. And under that is the 3 cups. So what is this saying? This situation was a 5 swords and it kept me feeling stuck. And so if you want to be stuck or don't want to express or whatever the situation that was unclear, I could stay there in the 5 swords being stuck, or I could break out of it and move forward through communication, through forward movement towards creating stability. This is my 1111 card, which could signify twin flames, but this is a coming together, union, balance, harmony, a rite of passage, marriage. Okay, but it's also balance. And so I feel like I'm going to move towards creating stability and balance in my world. What I want, what sort of community I want, what sort of marriage or stability or security I want. And I feel like this person is choosing truth over everything else. It's like the truth is what I want. Clarity is what I want. Empowerment is what I want. That's balance for me. And so it doesn't have to come at the expense of feeling love or choosing love or my enlightenment. I could still see clearly. I could still act in line with my intuition because I'm being guided by truth, which is the most loving thing I can do. So when I speak a truth and act in truth, it is acting out of the heart space. And that's what this person wants to move towards, is like truth, clarity, stability. And it's like, I couldn't find harmony here. I couldn't find clarity here. I couldn't come together here. It was very superficial here. It couldn't get to 2 cups here. I was friend zoned here, or I was kept out here. Okay, but I didn't experience the soul family union of 2 cups. And so if I want this, it has nothing to do with how you show up or what you can give to me. It has everything to do with how I move, what I move towards, and what I take action on. And so I feel this person's taking action and understanding clarity and certainty around their build, their stability, their security, so they can create in the pentacle realm. So no matter how enlightened this person is, no matter how much in the spiritual realm this person is or their higher state of consciousness, I feel like there's a balance when it comes to this earthly plane with the Gaia, which is all about this 3D world and this pentacle. So in the 3D world, the only thing that's going to be of substance is pentacles, what I can build. And so when I build, it has to be with someone willing to build with me. It has to be a collaboration. It has to be coming together. I can't be shut out. Okay, but the pentacle realm is the material realm, working together to create the third thing, the marriage, the kids, the family, the relationship, the whatever is solid. That's what this person wants. That's what they're moving towards, and that's what they're clear on. And I feel that's where they find their empowerment, to find the balance so they could find the harmony. Okay, so this is what they see. This is what they understand. And I feel like this person will be very clear and communicate this with you. And I don't feel this person's hiding. I feel like they're going to be very honest. This is what I want. This is what I see. This is what needs to happen. And this is what provides balance and security in my world. And this is the most loving thing I could possibly communicate to you, because that's the truth in which I'm experiencing here. Okay. And wherever we were or whatever we experienced was something that felt very stuck and felt almost like it was, like with this yearning. I feel like this person was yearning for change, yearning for clarity, yearning for stability, yearning for something different that this connection just couldn't be. Okay, so this is what I have for you guys, pile number 3. if you resonate as this is your energy, then go check out pile 1. Because like I say, it could be crisscross, okay? I will see you guys at the next one. Okay, bye-bye.